Guys, it's me, it's Queen Offset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, first of all, somebody asked me to do a Q&A. So I'm going to do a live Q&A, but I don't have any Q&A questions. So if you have any questions about me, please drop them underneath this video and I'll write them down for our next live, our first live actually, Q&A. So if you're new to the channel, I've done several Q&As. So if you want to know more about me, go watch the Q&As. And then if you have some questions after you've seen those, please drop them underneath this video. All right, guys, let's get to today's question. Today's question is a humdinger. Okay, so I need some help with today's question, by the way. I'm going to tell you what I think, as always. But I need my gentlemen, I need my dudes, I need my guys, my brothers out there to tell me if you have any ideas about this, because I'm going to say what I think, and then I want to hear what some of you think. Some of my brothers out there are very opinionated, so give me some nicely worded. Remember to be kind to others in the comment section, so please give me some nicely worded advice on what I'm about to say. All right, so a young lady sent me an email. She's a very nice young lady. She's 28 years old. She is an Aquarius. She's in a relationship with a guy. He's 31. He's a Libra. They have a very good relationship. They've been together for many, many years. I think she said it was like 7 years now, and living together for 4 of the 7 years. So they're very close. They're having a good relationship. They have a good sex life. She said he's a nice guy. You know, it's actually, she said, the best relationship she's ever been in, because she's been in a lot of them and they weren't that good. So this one is really working for her. And she said that she wanted to ask me a question. And she didn't know who else to ask because anybody else would tell her that she's crazy. But she knew that I would understand, and I definitely do. I definitely have been in this position. So her question is, she would like to introduce sex toys and bondage equipment into their bedroom. Now, mind you, they've never talked about this. They have never tried anything like this. Their sex is good, but it's pretty much just vanilla, you know? Missionary style, doggy style, riding, oral, you know, pretty much vanilla, you know? Not a lot of, not any, not anything outside of that, she said. That's their routine. They do the same routine every time. And it's good, but she thinks it's getting boring. And she wants to introduce some fun things to spice things up. So she thought about sex toys. She said that she's used some in the past, but not really. And she thought it would be fun to explore this with him. She mentioned handcuffs, she mentioned, you know, butt plugs, dildos, different creams. Certain creams, it heats up when you blow on it, you know. I'm sure you guys, some of you know what I'm talking about. They have sex dice. You shake the dice and it tells you what to do to the other person. They have all kinds of little things. Have you ever been to a sex toy party? I had one in my house once. It was a lot of fun. Oh my God, it was so much fun. It was a all lesbian sex toy party, and it was so much fun. And I walked around serving drinks and Daisy Dukes. It was so much fun. Like, I was in college, y'all. This is a long time ago, but it was fun. So anyway, she's seen these kind of things and she wants to grab some and take them, you know, to the bedroom. But she's never talked with him about this before. They've never even joked about something like this. So she's not sure if she shows up with handcuffs and a mask and a paddle, you know, if he's gonna like freak out, or if he's going to just be, you know, with it, you know, because a lot of times a lot of men anyway, usually just be with it, you know. So that's one of the good things I've always found about men. Not all of them, of course, because I have seen this go awry. But certain men, they were always open-minded in that kind of area. So she's wondering, do I think he'll be open-minded, or will he think it's weird because they've never done nothing like this before? He's never even said anything about something like this before, you know? So she's thinking like, how do I say this to him? So this is my opinion, right? And I'm going to give you two different versions of this. Whenever there's a situation where I'm not sure how my significant other is going to respond to it, there's two ways to do this, because I'm calculating and I'm cunning and I've thought about this. There's two ways to do this. In a past life, I think I was in Slytherin house, but I'm in Gryffindor now. The first way is direct and the second way is indirect. Now, the direct way is very simple. If you are in a relationship with your beloved, you should be able to talk to them about anything, you know? So the direct way is just to wait until it's a nice time, it's a nice mood, maybe even after sex, and you're both basking in the afterglow, or maybe you're on the couch watching television and cuddling and eating popcorn, but it's a good day, nothing has gone wrong, everybody's feeling good, and then just directly bring it up. You know something? I was thinking, Ari used to have sex toys. And I thought it would be fun if we go to the store together and get some and play with them. What do you think about that? That's the direct way. That's the way I say things. And sometimes it goes well and sometimes it does not, okay? The other way is the indirect way, okay? Not sure how your beloved feels about something. Okay, so how about you rent a movie and something not I mean, you could go with something that's a triple X film. You could do that. If your man is into that, you could do that. But you also could go the more I would say appropriate, or should I say, I don't even want to call it appropriate. You can go the more vanilla way and rent something like 50 Shades of Grey, for example. And the two of you are sitting there watching it, and there's a couple of scenes with sex toys. And you can say at an opportune moment, oh my goodness, that looks like fun. What do you think of that? You know? So it's a moment where it just comes up naturally because it's on the movie, but you really planned it because you're the one that picked the movie, you know? So you do that, and then he can say, I'm not into that, or, he can say whatever he wants to say, you see? And then you can have a discussion about it. See, the whole thing about saying this kind of thing or any kind of thing to your partner, male or female, is the communication, the honest, open communication. So if you can't just, blurt it out like I would, if you do it this way, the indirect way, you're still being open, you're still being honest, and this visual aid will now generate a conversation around it. And he might say, yeah, I'm into it, and he might say, no, I'm not. But the point is that you've had an open, honest conversation at this point, and you can move from there. Now, one thing, you must be prepared for him not to be interested, because you got a 50-50 shot. If he's never mentioned this kind of thing before, it's either that he's totally uninterested in it, or he thinks that you're uninterested in it, or it's something maybe he never even thought about. Or maybe he's tried it before and thought it was okay, but didn't really think it was necessary, So you got a 50-50 shot of him saying, okay, and him saying, I don't want to do that. You see? And I just want you to be accepting of whichever one you get. You see? Once you've had the honest conversation, you have to accept his honest answer. So if he with it, then you go and you try it. If he's not with it, then you might have to think of something else. There's other options, to spice up bedroom activity than just that. You could think of other things like, there's all kind of stuff. Role playing, going different places, it's all kind of options. When you have a relationship, a sexual relationship with someone, there's a lot of options. The sky's the limit. Basically, to your limitations. Where are your limitations? Where are his limitations? You got a lot of options here. Some people like to bring, all kinds of things, costumes, all kind of stuff. I mean, there's so many different things that people are and are not into. But I think it's good in this case, even if he doesn't say yes, I think it's good to open up these types of honest lines of communication with your partners. You see? I think it's good to be able to talk about anything and everything with them. And if they're with it or not, be able to at least have the conversation. So that's what I would do. I would try the direct way or the indirect way of having an open, honest conversation with my beloved. And hopefully they're with it. Usually in the past, whenever I've had to do something like this, it usually went well. It usually ended in a yes. I remember certain people would tell me no, and I'd ask again, or maybe again, and eventually they would be kind of open to the conversation, you know? It just depends. Now at this point in my life, I wouldn't ask more than once, as I really wouldn't want them to do it because I kept on harping on it. So I would just ask one time. I would talk about it one time. I would discuss it one time. And if he wasn't feeling it, then I would move on to another idea. Okay? So fellas, drop in the comment section what you guys think. What would you say if you were this gentleman in the exact same situation and your woman came directly or indirectly with this kind of thing? Let me know, okay? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might be thinking about or wondering about, or who might have ideas about what we can do about this situation. Likewise, if you would like to send me a love donation, I will leave my PayPal. If you would like to send me a gift, I will leave my Amazon wish list. If you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, please hit me up and I will give you an appointment. If you have a question for Asking Aquarius, drop it underneath here or hit me up on social media because I'm going to leave that too. And come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.